Hi, I am Jo from Jo's Paradise of Colour, and this is day, I think it's day 7 or day 8 of Tour de Fleece. I have been crook and unable to spin every day, but here's what I'm going to spin up next. It is a black, blue and fluoro pink fibre top in 100% merino and 100 grams. And I'm thinking with all these neon color pops, I'm trying to work out how I'm going to spin this. Did a little tester on what it would look like if I spun it up as a normal double ply, which would give me the idea of some color pop. But normally with this type of fiber I prefer to do double ply slubs, beehives, super coils and chunky auto wrapped singles. Going off restocking in the Etsy shop, I prefer to make stuff that sells out pretty fast, which has been chunky core spun double plies, as well as super coils in the larger skeins and the double ply slubs. They are the most popular. Looking at what I have still in the shop, I've got a lot of double ply slubs, some super coil but not a lot, and a lot of double pliers. So I could always split this in half and do one double ply slub with some beehives and the other one with super coil. Super coil, however, will only be a couple meters, but it does use up a lot of fiber. And then I've got to find core yarn, which I could probably use this one, which is a charcoal in merino 2-ply, but it's quite thin, but it will blend into it better than using white. White will show. I don't want anything that will show. But it's the best way to get these all these colors to pop a lot nicer when you can open up the fiber and have a bit thicker. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do today in this video. I'll make 2 yarns using the same fiber, so you can see the difference in what different make a fiber look like this look like once it's complete. I'm going to ply it with fluoro pink. This is actually fluoro pink. It's the same color as this. And yeah, so this video will probably take me about 4 to 6 hours to complete. Maybe a little longer, but then I will try and get the video down to no more than 40 minutes. And then hopefully I'll have the video out in a day or two. Depends on how my program works, like if it's working well, or if it decides it's going to have hissy fits and shut down on me, freeze, and all that fun, not so fun stuff. But let's get into it. Hope you enjoy this one, and let's see me work. Let's see if I can make this fibre pup. Enjoy. I'm trying different angles. So if you like any of the angles that I try during any of my new videos, please let me know. You can timestamp which angle you prefer, and I will start using that angle more often. Alright, I'm going to just spin. We'll see what happens, and stay tuned for the end to see how they both look. Hope you enjoy this one, and let's get into it. I'm going to put something on for me to watch, and I'm going to put some music on for you. Enjoy. Okay, I'm going to separate the two with some white so I know where to break it. That first one is going to be the super coil. And this one is going to be the double ply slub with beehives. I've finished spinning that, I'm going to set it up for plying, and then I will set it up for core plying. Well, they're both plying, but one's with a plying thread for normal plying, and then the other is for super coil plying. Slightly different, but because the super coil plying has to be on my left side, and the normal plying is on my right side. So I need 2 bobbins. For playing. That's so pretty. It's all very pretty. That first part only took me 33 minutes, maybe about 25 minutes. This is going to be pretty quick. Plying is always quicker than spinning for some reason. This one turned out really cool. I will skein it up and share what it looks like at the end. So that's yarn 1 done, and yarn 2 is about to be done. Started. Well, that's dinner done, so I will start this one after dinner. Alright, I'm back after dinner. Dinner was yummy. I made some paprika chicken, boneless chicken with garden salad and pasta salad for the family. And it was very, very, very lovely. Comment in the comments below what you had for dinner or breakfast, depending on what time it is for you at the moment. This one is going to be a super coil. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. super coil. It is a bit loose on the end there, but this is where it gets discarded anyway. I tied a knot just underneath the last major coil, and then, which will be the part which has been will be used. I'm going to skein these up now and then share the end results at the end. So please stay tuned. I will only be a couple moments. So here's the end result for super coil. It did come out quite a bit over twisted though, but that can be fixed with a steaming to set the twists. It sort of unravels most of the over twist and then tightens it up. But this is the double ply slub beehive yarn. You can see some of the beehives at the bottom there. Very pretty. This one came out very relaxed. It had a lovely drape. It's a lot brighter than it's showing, so hopefully I can fix that on my program. But it's so beautiful. So there's your differences with the two different techniques using the same fibre. I don't know if you can see it. It's just two nice ways to bring out the colour on these variegated fibres instead of making them go muddy. Alright, so thank you very much for joining me on tonight's spin. I will quickly do a calculation if I can figure it out on how many meters I got. On the super coil I got 8.75 meters, and on the slub I got 22 meters and 50 centimeters. 22.5 meters. And then for Tour de Fleece, I would double that for the tally up count per one. And that's not a lot of meters. I haven't done a lot of meters for this day, but it does use up the same amount of fiber. So these are about 50 grams each. So I hope you like this one. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And hopefully I will have another spinning video for Tour de Fleece in a day or two. Bye for now. Bye bye.